Well, markets are going to, of course, be watching what's happening today. It's the second day of those high-level trade talks between the U.S. and China. Those get underway this morning. There is pressure, though, on both countries to reach a deal to end this punishing trade war. James Roberts, a research fellow for economic freedom and growth at the Heritage Foundation, is here. And, good morning to you. I think the question here is, from the Chinese side, there have been some reports that all the Chinese are trying to do here is to make big promises about buying agriculture. Billions of dollars they're going to buy in agriculture, but they're not going to make any promises to the U.S. about intellectual property theft, forced technology transfers, non-tariff barriers in China for U.S. companies. Where are we?
Well, that's exactly right. That is the problem, one of several problems, really, which is that even if the U.S. and China reach agreements, and it's good that they're continuing to talk, but agreements on those issues would be difficult to enforce in China, the issue of compliance. So that's one issue, although continuing to talk, and President Trump has indicated he may defer the March 2nd increase in tariffs to 25% if progress continues. That's good news for American consumers who are already paying more because of the 10% tariffs that were levied last year. So I think these are issues that are not going to go away and are not going to be resolved soon. This issue of the United States insisting that China not manipulate the yuan, their currency, as a way to blunt the effect of any additional tariffs in a form of export subsidies, that's also very difficult for the U.S. to enforce in China. And we've always at Heritage opposed efforts in the past to legislate action against Chinese currency manipulation. It really gets to a larger problem that we analyze every year in our Heritage Foundation Index of Economic Freedom at heritage.org/index/China.
Okay, good
and
promo.
that is that, really these are big problems in a authoritarian, micromanaged economy.
Sure. Okay, so let's move on, because the other issue here is that with regards to these negotiations, you've got North Korea coming up next week. That is also a China issue on the side, and Huawei. But first, let's get to North Korea. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo was on with Maria yesterday, and she asked him about what we can expect with North Korea. I want you to listen to what he had to say.
You have to remember where we came into this. We came in when missiles were being tested, nuclear weapons were being tested. We haven't had tests of either of those types of systems for well over a year now. We've had the return of remains of Americans.
Okay, but again, empty promises. North Korea, have we really seen some big result from the Singapore summit? Because from what we're being told by the administration, next week it's going to be kind of the same game plan, the same kind of, they'll have a dinner, they'll have a meeting, a photo op. Does that get us anywhere with North Korea?
It's questionable whether it does. We're pretty skeptical. As you say, there really haven't been tangible results. The claims of success from Singapore were exaggerated and premature. There's been no progress by North Korea on denuclearization. And there's concern in Washington, in Seoul, and in Tokyo that President Trump might agree to some proposals from North Korea that might seem beneficial on the surface, but actually contain hidden perils. So really, Secretary Pompeo is correct to pursue pragmatic diplomacy, maximum pressure, and a sustained deterrence in order to resolve these long-standing North Korean threats.
All right, James Roberts from Heritage. James, thank you very much for your perspective.
Thank you.